And greetings. Hey, welcome back to Just Wing It. Lovers of RC flight and occasionally tanks. We're going to do some more tank videos. But what have we today? Hey, today's it's a bit windy outside, so I wanted to show you some of the planes I picked up recently, and we're going to talk about them. As our friend Robert likes to say, that sometimes some of the best planes are the ones that you pick up secondhand. And as Robert says, all they need is a little love. And really, I mean, these planes fly just as good as the new planes. So for someone on a budget, sometimes a used plane is the way to go. And what kind of used planes do we have today, pray tell? These are a pair of beautiful ParkZone Stinson SR-10 Reliants. Now, this one right here, you saw in an earlier video what's in the hangar, the Barstow edition, and you may remember that I purchased this plane from none other than Jason Merkel of Horizon Hobbies. This was his ParkZone SR-10. It is now mine. But it's in good hands. Now it's mocked up. The wing isn't screwed in. You know, I just have it mocked up because I have it stored in the closet, basically. The struts are actually inside the fuselage cavity. I put them underneath in the battery tray, so they're there as well. So it's all there. It's all original. The only thing it doesn't have is a receiver, but I already have an AR 600, 610 I could put in there, and she's going to be just fine. But she's complete besides that. I was really stoked when I found this one in Jason's storage unit. I was really stoked. I'd had one of these in the past. I thought that it was a bit too sedate for my liking, but maybe I just wasn't ready for the plane. Maybe I wasn't ready for the way that the plane flies. And the way that the plane flies is special. It flies like an SR-10 Reliant, okay? Before we get into this plane right here, the Stinson SR-10 Reliant was a very, very well accommodated, luxuriously appointed business plane for its day. The Stinson Reliant was, for its day, in the golden age of aviation, the 1930s. This was really the Learjet slash Cessna Citation slash Grumman Gulfstream of its day. Powered by a very powerful radial engine, a very strong design, a very innovative design with the gull wing. It was also a very rugged plane. So not only was it elegant, looked like it was reaching for the sky. I mean, look at that. She looks like she's just reaching out. And I believe that's what the Horizon folks said when they were actually designing this. They said it just was a fantastic airplane. Both of these models have the optional flaps already installed. So that when these came out, you had to cut the flaps free there, and then you would install a servo. Okay, both of these aircraft have the optional flaps already installed, and they're beautiful. We'll get into the details here shortly, but suffice to say that the Stinson was the well-appointed business aircraft of its day, but it was also so rugged it could be utilized and impressed into service in the bush. It was used as a mail plane. I've seen pictures online of it snagging mail suspended between two poles and a cable. So yes, these aircraft were rugged, they were hardy. The cabins were wide, spacious. I believe, I don't want to get this wrong, but I believe It was a pilot plus 5 passengers. It may have been a pilot plus 3. I think this was a 6-place aircraft. I seem to think that. Could be wrong. I don't want to steer you wrong, but I think it was a 6-place aircraft. And just look at that. So, these are both EPO foam. Obviously, Jason's was one of the originals. So, Jason Merkel's was more than likely one of the original batch that came out in 2010 to 2012, at which point I think it became discounted, or discontinued rather. Well, discounted as well when they blew them out, right? But where did this one come from? So I bought an SR-10 a long time ago, say 2012, I think it is. You can check my blog, Just Wing It, on RC Groups. I think it was 2012. Bought one at the end of the year in 2012. Again, wasn't too thrilled with it at that time. It flew great, don't get me wrong, just wasn't kind of what I was looking for. I sold it, and I regretted it. Oh, I regretted it, right? So I had to buy another one. And I was looking and looking, but they were discontinued. Then they came back about a year ago. I don't know. Just, again, I guess I got through these cycles where I just wasn't feeling it again. I don't know. But I know this. When I saw this one in Jason's storage unit, I had to buy it. Especially for what he sold it to me for. So I had to buy it. Anyways, come along the second one in less than 6 months. The second SR-10 pops into my life in less than 6 months. And this one's a beaut. Oh, she's a beaut. Slight chipping going on, but very slight. Really almost no perceptible gatoring. There is a little bit. But given the fact this plane also lived in Las Vegas, these are both Las Vegas planes, this one's in really, really good shape. So here's the backstory. This plane was hanging in a local hobby shop, and just as a spur of the moment, I asked the owner, I said, would you mind selling it? He says, well, that's my plane. I said, I figured that. He said, yeah, I'll sell it to you. He said, shoot me an offer. I said, okay. So I shot him an offer, and he shot back with an offer that was $50 less than I had said. So the bottom line up front is I wanted to purchase this thing for $100. I thought that was fair. And he said, no, that's not fair. You've been good to us. You've been a good customer, and you've represented us well in your YouTube channel. So how about $50? It's like $50 sold. So for $150, I think is what I paid. I paid $100 for, I think. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyways, so now I have two. So let's talk about the SR-10 Reliant. So the wings are held in by these C-clips right here. The struts go into the plastic mounts, and C-clips hold them in place. Okay? Very nice plastic mounts, as you can see. Screws are screwed in right there. Very nice. This is a very nice assembly here. It's all plastic, and there's actually, I believe, a metal. There's a metal landing gear leg that comes down. This is all molded plastic, okay? The cowl is plastic as well. It's your typical ParkZone cowl, a little bit thicker than what you'd see on the Wildcat and ParkZone T28 Trojan, believe it or not. This is actually a little bit thicker cowling, believe it or not. They did a really good job with the radial engine. I counted the cylinders. There are actually 9 cylinders. So, and of course, that might be too many. The original Stinson may have only had a 7-cylinder radial. But in any event, and they got the little cutouts for the valves. So, I mean, it's really nice. They did a really good job on it. So, I'm kind of maneuvering around here. I'm in a cramped space. But, so forgive me if the camera's a bit jerky. I'm just warning you up front, and just be patient. Be cool. Be cool. It's interesting to note that the top of the wing also has this nice little, where the wing strut attaches to. The wing strut attaches on the other side, screwed together. So in other words, the strut isn't going to pull through, okay? the strut, if it's under load, isn't going to pull through this wing. It's very nice. This is 2010. Where the mount goes for the wing, it's nice and plastic. Granted, it looks a little bit different shade. That's okay. This plane's quite old and has actually been hanging in a hobby shop for God knows how long. In fact, the only thing wrong with it, and you really can't, well, you can see in this light, the wires they're holding it with or hanging it with just made some impressions on the foam. And that's it. That is the extent of the damage on this plane are some impressions in the foam. Okay, really. I mean, come on. So, steerable tail wheel. So, the tail wheel steers with the rudder. So, it's very nice linkage. Excellent, beautiful paint job on both of these planes. So, this is the ParkZone Stinson Reliant. We're going to try and keep this short. We're also going to be flying this one. Okay, we'll be flying this one. Allow me to flip this over here on camera. Okay, very good. We did that successfully. And you can see how the entire bottom is a one plastic plate. You just simply loosen that, and now there's your battery bay, or your battery hatch. This is designed for a 3-cell 2200. There's 3 battery straps in there. I'm going to actually put some Velcro in here, so I won't need to use all those battery straps. But there you go. Okay, let's see if we can get a better light on that. There you go. So that's what the inside of the battery compartment looks like. This also has a Dean's connector on it, but I'm going to use an adapter. Believe it or not, I'm going to fly this on EC3s. Actually, I might fly this on my XT60s. Like Robert, I've been a fan of XT60s, well, since, I don't know, about 2012, I suppose. The wheels are foam, but very nice wheels. And I seem to recall that this plane handled very nicely in the air, not quite as aerobatic as I may have liked it back in 2012, but I know I'm going to like it now. I'm going to appreciate the plane for what it is. It's a beautiful scale rendition of a plane that you seldom see modeled, really. And now I have 2 of them. The receiver is right in there. It's hard to see, apologize, but that's where the receiver is. And the ESC. This has a 30 amp ESC, but the receiver is actually inside on top of the battery compartment. So in order to get the receiver, you have to remove the wing, which is 2 screws, these 4 clips, 2 in the bottom, 2 in the top. In other words, 2 for each wing. The struts come off and the wing comes off. It's very simple. But in any event, I just wanted to shoot a quick video just to show you what I've been doing. It's been a bit windy outside. I've also got some videos coming up of the new, well, I say new, of the E-flite MiG-15, the little MiGlet that they re-released. So we got some videos of that coming up here pretty soon. But I just wanted to show you these Stinsons. And I also wanted to basically echo what our friend Robert says, Robert Petrinchich, and Captain Blage, that if you're on a budget, you may want to give new life to some old birds. I'm telling you, these planes are beautiful. I have 2 planes for $150. I mean, come on, right? Come on. So I have 2 wonderful planes for very little cash, and I know I'm going to have hours and hours of fun. So stay tuned to the channel for video of this plane flying when the winds die down a bit. It's been very windy out here in the Mojave, and prayers go out and thoughts going out to my Yank brothers and sisters in the Midwest. I know you've been clobbered by tornadoes, and it's just tragic. So please keep those people in your prayers and in your thoughts for recovery for folks there in the Midwest for the flooding and the tornadoes. But that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, stay tuned for this plane right here flying. We're going to fly her on a 3S 2200. We may even do this one later on. I don't know. I may just keep this one in the closet. Keep this one in storage in the hangar. But this one will get some wind under her wings. And we're also going to show you the MiG-15. So in any event, hey, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Blue skies. Happy landings, everybody. Cheers.